You don't matter. Or your choices don't matter. Well, your choices in video games don't matter. Yeah, let's go with that. Hi guys, Sam Suko here, acclaimed video game psychologist and author of books such as Video Games Are Stinky and Sonic is Too Hard. And today I want to talk to you about something. How video games are lying to you about player choice. You know what my favorite gaming feature is? When a game gives you choices the entire time you're playing it, just for there to be 2, maybe 3 endings that really have nothing to do with the choices that you made. Or better yet, when you're playing a completely linear game that's feeding you the story, and then at the very end, they give you a huge choice that completely changes the outcome depending on which one you choose, and then you get one of 2 endings. Why? Obviously, I'm joking. I don't like when video games do either of these things, but right now, I'm pretty tired with how games are treating player choice, and I want to explain why. Back in the day, we mostly saw player choices in RPGs. You know, make a decision here, different guards walk around the city. Make a decision here, the whole town blows up. Think Megaton in Fallout 3. Then we saw games like Mass Effect really take this concept and run with it. Now that game felt like every decision you made had an impact. This person might die. This person could live. I might not have the right team to survive the final encounter. I may not be able to have sex. And it did a really good job at making you feel like, okay, I'm a part of this world and my actions have consequences. And then within the same series, they fumbled so hard at the finish line. Every choice you made was funneled into one of 3 different endings that they could give you that really had no resolution with any of the things that you were doing. This is a game that advertised that all your choices had an effect, a mass effect, if you will, and they carried between games, which was something we really had never seen before. And I think after the whole Mass Effect 3 fumble, I kind of started to see the holes in what it really meant to have player choice.
Say goodnight, Manuel.
You cannot silence the truth. My voice must be heard.
Oh my God! What did you do?
We saw a lot of games expand on this idea. Games like Call of Duty Black Ops 2, a first-person shooter, went with this gimmick and included different choices and different endings, and for that type of game, it did a pretty good job. And then games that were already doing it, say Fallout New Vegas, really ran with the idea and had complete quest lines you could miss because you side with a specific faction. That was cool. It felt like, oh, what I'm doing matters. But if we look at games now, or games in the last 10 years, just like any gimmick, other games started to borrow this and kind of overuse it. Telltale The Walking Dead, while a great game that does player choice justice, ultimately ends up the same for everybody. I was rewatching a friend play it recently, and although he was making different choices, I knew exactly where he was going, because they want to tell their story, which is fine. But it's more of that illusion of choice that felt lost after experiencing it again. Games like Pokemon give you multiple dialogue options for them to literally mean nothing. And then, of course, there's sequels that come out that just end up telling you, oh, all those choices you made in the first game didn't actually matter. More recently, look at Black Ops 6. It's a sequel to Black Ops 2, and they have gone out of their way to tell us, okay, this ending was the canon one. This event actually happened. This one didn't happen. Well, that really sucks, because when I was a 12-year-old playing Black Ops 2 and making those choices, it felt really cool that I had a deciding factor in what was happening in the story. And now, what, 10 years later, you're just going to tell me all of that was for nothing? Or a game like Dying Light 2, totally based around making choices just for the developers or somebody to come out and say, this is the canon ending. What was the point? And then there's the other side of the coin. Games that want to tell you their linear story, and you play the whole game by their rules, just for the ending to be based on a choice you make in the last cutscene. A game that did this that really frustrated me was Gears 5. At the very end of that game, after going on this huge adventure with just 2 characters and learning to care about both of them and their story, the game wants you to make a decision on who to save, the person you spent the whole game with, or this person who just got redeemed. Now, making a decision like this isn't inherently bad, but you just spent, 4 or 5 hours telling me the story, making me feel for these people, and now it's my choice to choose, and then you end the game on a cliffhanger. I know that this is going to be a game that comes out, and guess what? Only one of these was canon. Only one of these actually happened. So why even make me make the choice? If you're going to tell a story, do it. Don't make me decide. I'm not saying that games that tell you a linear story are bad, and I'm not saying that games that make you choose the story are bad. But if you're gonna make me choose something, make it meaningful. All you have to do is make me feel like what I'm doing matters to the story. Give me different paths with real consequences that I can see in the moment or that come up later in the game. Give me dialogue options that actually change the outcome of the conversation. Let me finish a game and feel like the story that was just told through me is completely different than the story somebody else got. Video games are awesome because they have this unique storytelling ability that you can't necessarily get from movies or reading a book. You can read a book or watch a movie and put yourself in the shoes of these characters, but when I'm playing a video game, I am that character. That can put a pressure on me that I won't feel watching a movie and seeing somebody else be the result of somebody else's death. No, if it's my fault a team member died, that's on me, and I can just go to the last save point. I'm just kidding. I don't play games like that. What? No, that's what you do, loser. My point is, either tell a great story on your own, or actually put thought into the choices you're giving us. I understand that making a game where every single choice you make has an effect might actually be impossible. That would take a really long time. But smoke and mirrors it a little bit. Many games do this well. It's totally possible. But don't just shoehorn it in to put it on the back of the box. Player choice shouldn't be a gimmick. And the more that we use it that way, the less impactful it feels. My name is Sam Suko. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again real soon.